My name is John Borg.
My name is John Rothermel.
My name's Mark Galvez.
My name is Mike Kizovet.
I'm Wason.
The entire team was working on the AC/DC LE. As you know, many of you have seen, the game is just completely full. It's got more stuff on it than anything we put on a game in a long time. So I started the X-Men project by myself, and I started the layout, completed the design.
He actually did a lot of the mechanical design.
And I got through a pretty good portion of it, and then just a few weeks ago, John Rothermel.
I'm the mechanical engineering manager. I oversee all the mechanical design.
Came in and started to give me some support. I actually started out the project with two new programmers. We've got Wason Chang along with Mike Kizovet.
I'm a programmer slash designer.
And I'm one of the programmers on the X-Men Pinball game.
And there's also Mark, of course, who does all the dots.
I'm a dot animator, dot matrix animator.
And then we have an outside engineer, Mike Redoble. He's doing one of the mechanisms for the LE game.
Of course, there's John, who designed the game.
Well, we originally intended on theming the game over the three movies and then the fourth movie, The First Class. We did start artwork for the movie theme. We weren't really crazy about it. There wasn't a lot of action shots. And then we also had the option of going with the comic book. There's probably 10 times more material in the comic book style guide than there was in the movie style guide. The artwork is just so colorful and brilliant, and the characters are so menacing. We just decided to go the other way and do something a little different this time.
We thought it would be a departure.
We figured that the comic book itself was much more dynamic. The story is richer.
There's only 3 movies, but there's 50 or 60 years of comic books.
Why not do something from the original source?
Wason and Mike and Mark and George was a big, X-Men comic book fan when he was young. The last dozen games we've done have been all movie titles.
And you're limited in what you can do. Otherwise, it's all going to look like a movie poster.
It's timeless, after the movies are gone, comic books are going to keep reissuing and it'll be forever.
Hardcore X-Men fans that have read the comic books, this is for you.
The most difficult part of working on this project is trying to make something new, something different that doesn't offend the traditional pinball sense.
Oh, that's an easy one. The Wolverine Mechanism. This area right here. The game started out pretty much as the layout you see today, but this area right here where Wolverine has changed 5 or 6 times.
I had a lot of fun working in that area for the same reason that John was talking about, because of the different things that we tried.
X-Men has been around for a good 50 years. There's a lot of story arcs, a lot of characters. Trying to cram everything into the pinball machine was tough.
There's so many different comic book artists, so we kind of went with the most famous. Jim Lee, his artwork is most prominent.
When we decided to go with the comic book, we actually sculpted Wolverine. It's got a magnet out in front of it, so when you hit it, it moves a little bit, and then the magnet grabs the ball and flings it back at you. You feel like you're battling Wolverine.
We hope we've captured major highlights, major stories, major characters.
We're going to see a lot of villain characters and a lot of the X-Men.
Just on the playfield, we've got shots for Beast,
Professor Xavier,
Wolverine, Rogue, Iceman, Storm.
Of course, you've got Magneto,
Phoenix, Cyclops,
Nightcrawler.
Gambit is kind of a secondary feature. Lady Deathstrike and Juggernaut.
Even if they don't have a shot on the playfield, they'll be hidden within the dot matrix display.
It tells the X-Men story by highlighting what the X-Men are about and ultimately the epochs of the comic storyline.
we kind of showcase the story arcs that came from the actual comic books.
Right off the bat, you fight Magneto. You have to shoot the X-Men shots on the playfield to collect your X-Men.
We're starting several modes based on each character, and we're just exploiting their mutant powers. You want to collect all the X-Men feature to try to get to a final mode, which is a wizard mode in the game.
We have also villain modes that tell some of the stories. There's a villain mode with Sabretooth where Wolverine and Sabretooth battle it out. We're trying to layer it very much so that novice player can get to the multi-ball and play and have fun, but an experienced player will say, I don't want to start the multi-ball yet. I want to collect the X-Men first so that I can get that double jackpot.
The most fun I had working on the project was when I got the first whitewood in. I had no mechanical support. I had mechanical drawings. Instead of sending all these parts out and having them all made, I actually fabricated everything myself, and I built the whole entire first whitewood game. But just making all those parts and having time to sit back and tweak the playfield. My time frame was a little greater on this project, and I really enjoyed that.
It's crazy to have a whitewood like months and months and months before.
Being able to go through all the X-Men lore, the assets, the stuff that Marvel sent us was just amazing. It's kind of like revisiting my childhood, all the X-Men comics I used to collect.
The coolest feature Magneto.
Great sculpture by Dave Link.
When you're playing the game, you're locking balls underneath Magneto in the middle of the playfield towards the back. When it's time to start Magneto multi-ball, these balls come out one by one out of this lock area, and they stop on a magnet that is also a spinning disc.
We'll actually be able to represent Magneto's power, and so the magnet will grab the ball, spin it around, and whip the balls around.
The center ball stays at the center of the magnet, and then the other balls are whizzing in a circle around that one.
On the dot matrix, Magneto will throw the balls at you. The balls will be scattered across the playfield.
The artwork is going to set it apart from some of the other games we've made in the past.
It's not photorealistic. You've got hard lines, crisp colors.
There's not a lot of pinball machines that are based solely on the comic.
I don't believe has been done in quite a long time, if ever.
It has a uniqueness to it.
The LE is going to have more mechanisms in it than any other LE game I've made before. Maybe any LE game that we've made at the company.
There is a ramp for Iceman that will actually move from one side to the other
It's going to be arted to look as if it's covered with ice.
to let the ball go to the other side of the ramp and drain on the opposite side,
I cut a section off of the plastic ramp and I've added a metal trough.
which I think is a really cool idea, and I've never really seen that done in a pinball machine before.
You can keep shooting the right ramp back to the left flipper and shoot the right ramp repeatedly for a time period. Nightcrawler, he's going to pop out of the playfield in a couple of different areas, teleporting back and forth from one side of the playfield to the other.
Anything action is going to fit in pinball.
Great characters, they all have their own special mutant powers. They're going to be able to really do something with that in the game. Display-wise, mechanically, graphically.
For example, we have the pop bumpers as Gambit because it's a lot of like boom, 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 boom explosions, which is his power to critically charge and throw.
Magneto fits really well. We can represent that on pinball field.
Lends itself just very well.
It's just a fantastic title for pinball.
Hopefully, for the X-Men fans, they'll get a sense that this is a real, true X-Men pinball machine. Something part of the X-Men lore. For pinball fans, we're hoping that the entertainment value, the depth of the game itself, and the shots that it has will engross you into the atmosphere that we're creating.
The game shoots fantastically well.
I hope they have a lot of fun, especially the people that don't know a lot about X-Men. Maybe they'll even learn something.
The game is going to appeal to the hardcore players as well as the novice player. There's nothing that I don't like about it. If that's the case, I think the majority of the people that buy it are going to really like it a lot. I think it's just going to be an all-around great game for everybody to play.
Anything?
What a loaded question.
If I was going to be a mutant, I would probably go with Magneto's powers.
I think that would have to be Storm. She can control the weather, so I think I could get some good money for it.
Actually, I would cross between Magneto and Wolverine. Magneto's powers, and Wolverine's claws.
Always gotta throw me a curve.
The power to manipulate my DNA. So that I could be any X-Men.
Well, shape-shifting is pretty cool to me. My favorite mutant?
That was a tough one.
I've always liked Beast. He's not only strong and agile, but he's smart as well.
Magneto is just totally awesome, and Wolverine is just a badass.
I do like Wolverine.
When I was a kid, it was Wolverine, but kind of grew out of it.
My favorite X-Men is Psylocke. I'm a really big X-Men fan. I actually really enjoy X-Men as a whole. It's probably my favorite comic book.